My name is Naval Battiwala. I have a total experience of close to 7 years now. I started with Amazon, where I did not work as an HR, but I worked there as a risk consultant for 3 years. Uh, Post that, I did my MBA and 1 year of service in HCL Technologies. And currently, it's been 3 years with Tata Steel as an HR manager. I was an HRBP for cold rolling mill in the downstream section of Tata Steel. Currently, I am into rewards. I look after the rewards section for the officers in Tata Steel.
Okay, that's great. Now, let's dive into the topic that is the conflict negotiation on the shop floor. So, could you
Mhm.
tell me, based on your experience, what are the conflict according to you, and how it is different on the shop floor as compared to other office roles?
There are various kinds of conflicts which you face on a shop floor. In a shop floor, there are blue collared workers and there are white collared workers. In my experience, conflicts happen where uh, there is a mix in ideologies. There is there is a different set of belief systems. Now, in terms of context, in context setting, Tata Steel, the blue collared workers are mostly Gen Z employees, whereas the managers or senior managers or the management is mostly aged people who are in their 40s, uh, 45 years of age. So the thinking capability is different, the mindset is different, expectations are different. uh, so that's where the conflict arises sometimes on the shop floor. So when Gen Z blue collared workers come, they might want that I just do my 8 hours of work and then I may leave. Uh, and It's what they are seeing online, right?
Yeah,
Like there is more of
information
social
flow.
security. Yeah, there's more of information flow. There is more of uh, well-being which is being promoted and all these things.
Yeah,
So
right.
जहाँ पर बोला जाता है कि you should have a personal life also. You should
Yeah,
concentrate on your personal life also. Whereas the managers who are there, they never faced this situation. It was always work for them first and then themselves. They never took care of themselves, if you see it.
okay.
Right. Now, when these two ideologies come on the shop floor, the managers want that the workers also giving that kind of work which they used to do. Even though the time limit or their shift was of 8 hours, they used to be there for 10 hours, 12 hours work because
Okay,
they were
they.
that involved.
Yeah,
Work used to come first, right? But abhi ke case mein, it is more of work life balance. People just want
right.
to work for the time slot they have been given, and then relax or study or do whatever they want to do in their private the rest of the time of the day. So that ideology clashes sometimes, and that's where it leads to conflicts.
I will conclude that what you said that there is a generational gap between the two kind of people that are working in the same space. So there is an ideological clash, which is very common. I think this is can be seen everywhere nowadays that Gen Zs are more proactive about their rights, more aware about what they want in their life, and the previous generation which has come before us that might have faced some different kind of economic hardship or some different kind
Right.
of work ethics they are uh, grown up with. That's why this kind of clashes are seen. Yeah, so that's
Right.
good. Continuing that, could you give us a particular example of this situation where you can let's describe more what how the situation actually plays out, or where the HR comes into this situation where you might personally have sometimes seen this happening, and what are the negotiation tactics that you have deployed to bridge the gap between these two ideologies?
Hmm. Okay, so let me give one basic example which occurs a lot. So, a company to function, they need to be agile in their workforce, right? So, if you have a task which you need to do, now that task can be done by two people also, that task can be done by four people also, right?
Yeah, right.
But an organization will always prefer that it is done by two people to save money,
Oh,
राइट. जब दो जन से काम हो सकता है तो चार जन को क्यों रखेंगे? नाउ चार जन को क्यों रखते हैं? क्योंकि इट गेट्स डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड,
okay.
राइट? सो कंपनी विल सी अ मिडवे कि okay, two people, if I keep only two people, it will be split equally, but suppose there are only two shifts. So one shift will be done by person A, one shift will be done by person B. Now company will see कि अगर चार जन को रखेंगे तो one person will be ideal or two people will be ideal.
Right.
ठीक है, उनके पास कुछ काम नहीं रहेगा unless and
Yeah,
until कोई
because
छुट्टी लेता है तो they
right.
will go for, yeah, so they will go for a third person. So they will say ठीक है हम चार नहीं रखेंगे हम तीन रखेंगे. ठीक है, so
Okay.
that there is a reliever over there.
Okay. So this kind of optimization is
So
done by company. For
yeah, yeah,
who
it's done by
who's
all companies.
but what is the objective here? The for relieving the
To have
person.
the ideal, no, to have the ideal manpower so that it's not strenuous for the employees also, and the work also gets done on time.
Okay. So they are meeting both
So
the
there are
objectives.
studies which happen. Yes,
Okay.
yes. Now sometimes if the study is not done properly, right, or there are certain situations where being in India we have a lot of festivals,
Right.
right? Now out of those four people, ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि तीन जन को फेस्टिवल के लिए जाना ही है.
They might not be of that state or that particular area. They might need to go to their hometown. Yeah.
करेक्ट. ठीक है, तो उस केस में आप काम कैसे करोगे? मैनेजर को तो उनको काम करना ही है. नाउ इट्स अ मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कंपनी. प्रोडक्शन नीड्स टू बी ऑन ऑल द टाइम,
Right.
राइट? यू कांट से कि मेरे पास आदमी नहीं है तो हम काम नहीं कर पाएंगे.
Correct.
ठीक है, तो सपोज वो चार जन में से अगर हम तीन जन लिए, सपोज तीन जन को हायर किए हुए हैं वो काम करने के लिए, ठीक है, दो जन बोलते हैं हम छुट्टी के लिए जा रहे हैं. अब वो जो एक्चुअली दो जन का काम है वो एक ही बंदा कर रहा है.
He gets burdened with that work, right?
यस, ठीक है. नाउ ही माइट से कि भैया मेरा 8 घंटा का शिफ्ट हो चुका है, व्हाई शुड आई डू ओवर टाइम? आई डोंट वांट दैट मनी. आई डोंट वांट ओवर टाइम का मनी.
Isn't there an
ओके, आई
incentive for
वांट,
overtime?
it depends. No, like I told you, that many people are not bothered about money now. They have
Oh,
family money. They
okay.
have, they are just working for themselves. उनके पास घर है अभी. पहले क्या होता था कि हमारे पापा लोग के पास घर बना रहे थे वो लोग,
Right, right. So
राइट? तो वो
here's
लोग
the
वो एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट
ideology.
दे रहे थे.
Right,
पैसा पैसा वाज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट टू देम, राइट? सो
right,
दे यूज्ड टू वर्क फॉर लॉन्गर आवर्स सो दैट वो ओवर टाइम से ज्यादा पैसा आएगा.
right.
ठीक है, अभी वो आइडियोलॉजी नहीं है बहुत केसेस में. नाउ दे हैव अ हाउस, बेसिक एमिनिटीज है, कपड़ा जमीन मकान ये सब है. अब वो लोग को अपने लिए काम करना है, ताकि वो लोग घूम फिर पाए, और घर में पैसा है ऑलरेडी. तो वो लोग बोलते हैं हम क्यों ओवर टाइम करेंगे, मेरे को मतलब नहीं है पैसा से. आई वॉन्ट टू लिव माई वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस.
Okay.
अब उसका जो मैनेजर है वो तो अपने बॉस को जाकर नहीं बोल सकता कि
He
मेरा
has
आदमी
to
छोड़कर
meet
चल
his
जा,
target.
राइट? सो ही विल ट्राई टू कन्विंस. सो दिस इज वेयर द क्लैश हैपेंस.
Okay.
नाउ आई एज एन एचआर, तो द मैनेजर विल कम टू मी से कि ये बंदा काम नहीं कर रहा है, ये बोल रहे हैं कि ही कांट डू मोर देन 8 आवर्स, और सपोज ही हैज डन टू शिफ्ट्स, अगर छुट्टी एक्सटेंड हो गया है तो क्या किया जाए? तो उसमें आई कम इनटू पिक्चर. आई ट्राई टू नेगोशिएट विद द एम्प्लॉय ओवर देयर, सेइंग कि भैया आज के लिए तुम 8 घंटा और काम कर लो, तुम किसी और दिन छुट्टी ले लेना, कॉम्प ऑफ ले लेना अपना,
Okay.
राइट? उसके बाद either that is one way how I play it. The second way is I try to talk one person out of going for a long period of leave. जो दो बंदे लीव पे जा
Okay.
रहे हैं
Right, right.
उनको कन्विंस करने का ट्राई करते हैं, राइट? थर्ड अप्रोच इज समवन एल्स क्रॉस स्किल्ड टू डू दैट वर्क. ऐसा भी हो सकता है कोई और डिपार्टमेंट में मेरे पास एक और आदमी है स्पेयर जो छुट्टी पे नहीं गया है, एंड उसको हम वो
Okay.
काम पे लगा सकते हैं. तो ऑल दी सिनेरियोज आई नीड टू सी कि हु गोज वेयर. अगर वो बंदा बोल रहा है कि हम नहीं कर सकते, सी आई कांट फोर्स हिम टू वर्क, दैट्स रॉन्ग फ्रॉम एन एचआर
Okay.
पर्सपेक्टिव,
Yeah, that
राइट? ही
understand.
हैज डन हिज 8 आवर्स ऑफ वर्क. वी आर गिविंग हिम एन अपॉर्चुनिटी सेइंग कि आप काम करो, हम आपको पैसा देंगे एज पर द लॉस.
Mhm.
अगर आपको पैसा छुट्टी दे रहा है आपको, तो आप छुट्टी एक दिन ले लीजिएगा,
Right.
ठीक है? बट एट लास्ट इट्स हिज कॉल इफ ही वांट्स टू डू इट और नॉट,
So let me ask you.
राइट?
Uh, See, I believe these are the seasonal and cyclical events that happens, right? These are the kind of thing that you can
राइट.
predict, right? So is there a model
नो,
or framework?
नॉट
No,
ऑलवेज.
Diwali
नॉट
हर साल
ऑलवेज,
होता
नो,
है, right?
बिकॉज दिवाली हर साल होता है, स्ट्राइक हर साल नहीं होता है.
Oh,
स्ट्राइक कभी भी हो सकता है.
can you give a scenario or example for that?
Yeah, so there are strikes which happen suddenly. There are external factors like extensive rain. So if you have a plant in Odisha,
Mhm.
ओडिशा में बहुत सारा तूफान आता है,
हाँ,
देयर आर
cyclone वगैरह, right?
स्टॉर्म्स, साइक्लोन वगैरह आता है. ठीक है, अब कोई अगर अपना वीकली ऑफ में सपोज घर गया,
Mm.
ठीक है, सपोज हम उड़ीसा और जमशेदपुर लेते हैं, ठीक है, सम पीपल हैव
Right,
गॉन टू जमशेदपुर,
right.
राइट? नाउ अब रेलवेज बंद हो गया है, ट्रांसपोर्ट बंद हो गया है, तो दे आर नॉट एबल टू कम बैक.
Okay,
सो ऑल दी सिचुएशंस, अगर कुछ स्ट्राइक हो गया, लोकल बॉडीज हैव स्ट्राइक, दे हैव घेरोड द कंपनी. some people are already there inside the office, some and they are not able to go out, and जो बाहर है वो अंदर नहीं आ पा रहा, गेट बंद कर दिया कंपनी का.
Okay, has this happened to
So all
you?
these,
Have you
all
seen this?
these, yeah. इससे रोहन से पूछो ना, रोहन खुद फेस किया.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in these
So
kind of situations, so this brings me to the bigger question: is there a particular framework or a playbook that Tata uses, or you as a HR were taught or told to use, like conflict management and negotiation, that can be done in this kind of situation?
see, the straight fact is that all these frameworks and all these things only are theoretical. It does not help you on the shop floor. Okay, to
Okay.
be very honest, right?
Okay.
Because theory is you can give five theories.
Right.
Okay. Now those five theories may fit the particular crowd or may not fit. So you need to see what kind of a scenario it is. It might just require good talks, frank communication, uh, clear communication which should be there so that the people know, they are aware of what is happening, what is the situation like. And अगर वो understanding बैठ जाता है तो फिर कोई issue नहीं है. Yes, they will be angry, but mostly the anger is where they do not know what is going on. Why are we being asked to stay here? ऐसा क्यों नहीं हो सकता है, वैसा क्यों नहीं हो सकता है? So to answer their questions, to not just leave them hanging, ये सब scenarios में they start to boil up, they start to feel frustrated.
Right.
So there is no fixed framework which is followed. You need, like I told you, things can escalate, things can de-escalate anytime.
Yeah.
So you just need to be calm and composed. Treat the people who are working as humans too, right? You need to understand that it's not only the business. Someone is working for you to run the business, and that's where you need to address their concerns first.
Okay.
उनके questions को पहले
Yeah.
solve
Right.
करना,
So,
right?
um,
So
it, what I understand is you play a very critical role here, right? Because you are basically answering to the both side, the manager sides also and the worker sides also. Both
right,
information are flowing through you. Some in most of the cases, as I understand, you said that
yeah,
you
yeah,
have to get in between and talk to the both party and bring them to the
right,
talking table, right? So,
right.
so how important is a role of an HR to successfully run a negotiation table? Because from my understanding, if there is a good communication between the manager and the worker, can it happen automatically without the intervention of HR?
Yes, definitely. If there are many situations where the managers are trained themselves, they have good kind of experience. They are senior managers who have been in HR and have shifted to operations. Okay, so some of them don't need HR's help, right? They will ask for basic things where ये policy क्या है, ये बता दो मेरे को, हम बाकी समझा देंगे उनको. ठीक है,
Okay,
that people dealing skills is very nice, जिसमें HR को intervene करने की जरूरत नहीं होता. That is very helpful for the HR and also gives the HR time to strategy to go onto the strategy side.
can I just ask few more scenarios of the conflict that you have seen in the past, apart from the generational gap, the ideological gap, or the person trying to go for a leave because he has a different mindset? With a few more kind, because in I think the one of the very key factor that is generally seen in the shop floors of this kind of scenario is the contract pay issues. The most of the workers who are on the contract, they have a certain different criterias of the job profile, and one of the most common conflict that are seen in the organizations are the pay scales and the working hours in the
Mhm.
most of the corporate work. So, is there
Yeah.
anything that is also common at the shop floor that you have seen in the
So
Tata?
I see the contract side is taken care by a different team.
Okay.
Right. Coming to blue collared workers, there are situations where uh, they'll feel that the salary is not enough. But that is not limited to blue collared workers also. Even the white collared people also have that feeling.
Right.
Now, take into a scenario where you're living in a town. Okay, company has been giving you HRA for some time.
Right.
Now, that town is small. Employees in the company have started to increase. Our production is increasing. We need more people to work. So there are more people coming into town to work. अब आपके टाउन में घर उतना ही है, सप्लाई उतना ही है, डिमांड बढ़
Okay.
जा रहा है.
Right.
So they will start increasing the prices now of the houses.
Cost of living will increase. Right. Definitely.
Cost of living will increase. ठीक है, but company has not increased the HRA. Okay,
Okay.
so their employees will come and they will raise a issue as to what is the problem, as in कि हमारा पैसा बढ़ाओ, हमारा
Okay.
HRA बढ़ाओ. So here we have unions, right?
Okay.
Now, whatever we do is through the unions. Union is a body which represents all the employees in the factory, all the blue collared
So
workers.
is it at a plant level or the Tata as a whole? Uh, the- I
So
don't.
we have various plants in various locations,
Right.
right? So Tata Steel Jamshedpur will have its own union. Tata Steel Kalinganagar has its own union. Okay.
Right.
So, like I worked in Tata Steel Kalinganagar. Now they have two steps. One is JDC and the second is JCCM. Now JDCs are committees with the union and equal number of union people and equal number of management. Okay, they sit every month, discuss on the welfare and the amenities present in the shop floor level
Every month.
every month.
Oh. So
Okay, every month one meeting will be there.
okay.
So the main objective is to that the employee's voice is heard through the union members.
Okay.
Now the union members need to be connected to all the employees. If suppose there is some issue which they are facing, it needs to come out in the JDC. Now in JDC, we do not take up points such as salary negotiation, or leaves. All these things are not taken care. It's only about the welfare aspect. अगर पानी नहीं आ रहा है ठीक से,
Okay.
अगर
Right.
वॉशरूम्स क्लीन नहीं हो रहे हैं, ठीक है, बस का आना जाना टाइम से नहीं हो रहा है, शिफ्ट शेड्यूल मेंटेन नहीं हो पा रहा है उसके चलते,
This kind of
कुछ सेफ्टी
amenities. Okay.
रिलेटेड, या कुछ सेफ्टी रिलेटेड अगर इश्यूज या इंप्रूवमेंट्स किया जा सकता है तो वो दैट इज अ मेन कंसर्न,
Okay.
right?
So let
Any
me just.
ideas which they have to increase the production. So all
Okay.
this is spoken in these JDCs.
So, before just asking the last question, I want to ask an additional question regarding this because I find it very interesting that you provide a platform for the people for their voice to be heard. So, let me just ask a difficult question, so you can answer in very short. Do you feel that that this kind of platform, which gives collective bargaining power to the people, as a union has a collective bargaining power, right? So, does this put a more burden on your shoulder as a negotiator or the person who is on the negotiation table?
We are a mediator between the management and the employees, right? We will keep the voice of the employees to the management
Right.
and vice versa. जो भी reply आएगा वो हमें employees को बताना है,
Okay. Yeah.
right? तो अगर suppose there can be situations where the employees are asking कि हमें और 3 कैंटीन चाहिए, ठीक है, which is a cost, right? The
Uh,
company needs to see the cost behind it and the reasoning behind it. Yes, ठीक है, अगर आपके पास 1000 जन है, ठीक है, तब
right.
ठीक है, सेंस बनता है कि 3 कैंटीन है. अब आपके पास 400 या 500 आदमी है, आपको 3 कैंटीन का जरूरत नहीं है, आप ऐसे ही कुछ भी बोल रहे हैं. तो ऑल दीज थिंग्स शुड बी अ चेक पॉइंट विद द एचआर कि भैया जो वो मांग रहे हैं वो इज इट रियली नीडेड और नॉट नीडेड.
So you
ओके,
basically do a check on their demands
आई,
and present it to the managers
यस,
and be a go-between.
राइट राइट, आई
Oh,
एम अ मीडिएटर, आई एम अ चेकिंग पॉइंट ओवर देयर,
yeah.
दैट मेरे को डेटा करेक्ट देना है, राइट? जो मांग रहे हैं दे माइट बी आस्किंग फॉर अ लॉट, बट इज इट
Right.
एक्चुअली रिक्वायर्ड?
Right.
ठीक है,
Okay.
तो
Yeah.
दैट्स व्हाट अ रोल HRBP plays.
Okay. So is there anything else you would like to ask us, me or Rohan? I
No,
think
I
he's on there. Yeah.
No, so whatever I said are totally my views.
Yeah,
This has
sure.
got nothing to
Understand.
do with the company. I am talking to you as my experience from an HRBP role.
Right.
Okay. And you may ask someone else and they might have a different perspective to it.
Hmm.
So, yeah, that's it.
Okay. I think we can conclude here.